Easy path to get discovered and grow. Be a beautiful female gamer. Step 1, be a female. Step 2, be a hot female with big tits. Step 3, do naughty nonsense shit. Hey, Twitch has become overpopulated since Mixer shut down. If you're a female streamer, your stream will probably grow more. We don't have to be toxic, but honestly, Pokey is famous due to simps. Ooh, boy, I'm gonna need something much stronger than coffee for this video. You know, I used to reply to every single comment that I got on this channel, and I didn't stop replying to every single comment until about 70,000 subs. And the reason I stopped wasn't because I was getting too many to reply to, but it was actually because, again, I was replying to every single comment. That means that even the people like I showed you in the intro, I honestly thought if I replied kindly with perspective, information, and stats as well, if I tried to help them to understand a different point of view, then maybe they'd change their opinions, for example. Looking back, I actually don't know what's worse, having the toxic take or thinking that I'd actually managed to change their opinion. Nevertheless, today I want to wade back into the comments section, and specifically, I feel like I want to reply to the comments that I get the most. And I haven't planned any of this out. I don't have a script today. There is nothing to help me along, so I'm sure this will go just great and won't leave me with a tremendous lack of faith in humanity. Well, because of that, do me a favor, comment on this video with the hashtag #AskEljay, and if this video does well, then I'll go through and I'll answer everyone else's, maybe in a month from now. Let me know. You give us dragged out intro, then hit us with our sponsor. Get with the content already, damn. Wasted 2 minutes in the beginning, so thumbs down for that. Start getting to the point. Tip number 1, go straight to the point. 2 minutes and 9 seconds before he starts, vomiting emoji. Why? Yeah, I have very long intros and I'm absolutely wasting all of your time with my intros, but I do have a very good reason as to why my intros are the way they are, which I will tell you right after this ad read. I want to say thank you to our sponsor, own.tv. If you don't know about them by now, then you absolutely should check them out. They are a fantastic resource for every single streamer. Whether or not you need emotes, alerts, or fully animated overlay packs with branding and offline screens, then they are the place to go. Seriously, they're fantastic and they have something to fit every single streamer. They have both animated and static overlays. They're all modular, which means you can pick and choose exactly what you want to use. And of course, make sure your PC isn't chugging because you're just overloaded with MP4s, grinding your encoding to a halt, making your gameplay buttery smooth. If you want to support me, guys, go and support them with the link in the description. It really helps me out and goes a long way. I couldn't keep making these videos without them. Only one bad comment. Why the long intro until 1 minute 30 to begin the tips? Otherwise, you nailed it. The introduction took like a whole minute long and I lost interest. Look, I totally get this and I hate it as well. In fact, I probably hate my intros more than you guys do. And I've tried over the years to completely shorten my intro down to just 30 to 45 seconds or even shorter than that. And I've done videos where I cut the sponsors out entirely and try to get straight into the content. And every single time I do that, they underperform. Literally, like my retention rate just completely tanks out. I don't know what it is, but everyone always says, get straight to the value, get straight to the point, jump into it in the first 30 seconds. But when I do that in these videos, people leave or they get confused and start commenting that I was too quick, I skipped over steps, or I didn't explain what the video was about properly, and it just doesn't work for me. Seriously, there's a whole like 6 months where I tried to cut my intros down to be really short, snappy, and precise, and that entire 6 months, my channel just went all the way to the bottom. Like, it was not performing. And then I was like, screw it. I'm going to go back to doing the full 2 minute long intro where I do a hook, I introduce myself, then I do a sponsor before we get into the content, and the videos just start performing again. Sometimes there's just a format that we have to follow as YouTubers. Trust me, I don't like it. Of course, the sponsors though, I need those in order to actually keep the channel running. I can't just go, I'm going to cut all those 60 seconds of sponsors from every single video. I probably wouldn't be able to release videos if I didn't have them supporting the channel. So I apologize if you hate the long intros. They're just something I'm working on and will always be worked on. And hopefully one day we find a much shorter way to get into the content. To the next comment, I'm not sure about jokes prepared ahead of time. That feels very artificial. This is such a common comment that I get. And the reason I get this a lot is because I tell people to, rather than just go live with nothing prepared, to actually come up with something to talk about beforehand. You should come up with an idea for your stream, like, oh, I'm going to do X on stream today. And then here's 5 or 6 talking points for if I struggle to keep coming up with things on the fly. And every time I say this, they go,
I don't want to script it all out. That's horrific.
And it's like, well, no, we're not scripting. We're just planning. We're just putting a little bit of effort in so that we're not going live with absolutely no concept of what we could talk about or what we can do on stream. I find actually this is the reason why most people struggle to talk, is because they haven't thought about what they want to talk about at all. It makes the stream feel more awkward in my opinion. I think I'd find someone else to watch if the streamer I watched started doing that. Well, I am really sorry to say, but you're not going to be able to watch any of the big streamers. People come up with jokes, they make notes of things they want to talk about. If you go watch The Yard or Trash Tasters podcast as well, they have a bunch of dot points of things they want to talk about in that episode. It's not artificial. It's just people coming up with things that they want to talk about on stream because they know it's good content. You rip a few bongs before recording this one, bro? I don't know what it is. I think it's because I always have red eyes because I stay up late, but probably most videos people say,
Eljay, are you stoned right now?
And no, I don't do any drugs. I don't do anything like that. I just don't get much sleep and I'm always tired. Bruh, please make more free overlays. Why does the anime style bullshit have the most effort put in? No, I'm not gonna make you more free overlays. Mainly because that's how people always talk to me about our free overlays. We get a lot of people saying nice things, of course, but this is becoming really common now. People just absolutely ripping into me for the overlays not including extra alerts or a chat widget or this one special thing that they really want that would have cost me thousands of dollars to have developed. And honestly, I'm kind of tired of it, so I'm only going to make them if I get really excited about it. For now, otherwise, I'm sorry guys, no more free overlays are coming out anytime soon. But Faker is stone-faced but streams 2000s. I don't know about you guys, but I am in no way the main character of this story. I am the side character. I am not an exception to the rule, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I can go live now and just sit there stone-faced and I will have the exact same level of growth as someone like Faker, who's been doing this for literally years and is one of the top gamers on the entire planet. It's just ridiculous to think that in this day and age, in the saturation level, I am going to be able to do everything the same way the people who have been doing this for the last decade have done it. And you see it all the time as well. For example, I don't think you always need a camera. Look at Jack Frags, The Running Man Z, and Tomographic. None have webcams, but Jack Frags has 3.2 million subs. I'm pretty sure if I looked those three guys up, they all would have been creating content on YouTube for 8 or 10 years. In fact, let's do it. Let's figure out if he thinks these guys are actually what they say. Okay, so I've looked them all up. Tomographic has 7 years worth of uploads he's been doing. So yeah, you're right. You can totally grow in this day and age with zero cam. Jack Frags has been uploading for 10 years now. So again, yeah, you can definitely grow in this day and age with no cam. And the last guy, Running Man Z, has been uploading for 8 years. So yes, you're right. Let's all just go live and create content without a cam, because I'm sure we definitely don't need it to help us stand out. What about people on console? Do we have a chance? Yeah, you do. You do have a chance to grow if you're streaming from console, but you have to, again, put in effort to stand out. I'm not going to cover this too in depth, but this is so common that I get asked, hey, how do I do all these tips if I'm on console? And often I have to say the truth is, you probably can't do most of them, and no one cares. Like, viewers only want one thing. They want to be entertained, they want good content, that's it. They don't really care that you're streaming on an old PC or a console, or you can't afford anything that you want in order to make your quality better. They just want the quality, and if you don't have it, they'll go somewhere else, which sucks. But that's just how it is. So when I get asked, what do I do if I'm on console? Well, it's the same tips that I give everyone else, except you just have to work much harder than them to make that good quality, discoverable content. You can use TikTok, you can use YouTube. I'd say if you wanted to, you could probably go and stream from your console and then get all these clips from your VOD, send them to Join Combo, turn them into TikToks. Like, that's one way to start, but truthfully, it's just so much more effort, and there's no special magic rule for you to grow as a console streamer. Mr. Know-It-All. Yeah, it's actually spelled Know-It-All, K-N-O-W it all, but I appreciate what you're trying to do there, buddy. That's cool. Subscribe to everyone in the comments to fix the problem. This is really common. I feel like every time I tell people that they shouldn't do follow for follow or sub for sub, I get a comment on the video like this, and it just doesn't work. But this one's really funny because I said to the guy, subscribers don't equal viewers. Nobody will watch you if you do things like that, which hurts your click-through and tanks your video even harder, which I thought was a kind and easy way of explaining it without having to worry too much. And he wrote back, geez, okay, a little harsh. 10 years at twitch.tv, do almost all this tips, still have 0 views, capital D : face. And I asked, what's your Twitch username? Which is what I do pretty much every time someone says they've been doing this since the get-go and they've got all these tips already covered, and they never reply. Literally, they never reply with their username. So sometimes I really go hunting for them. I'll click their channel, I'll try find them over on Twitch and stuff like that. And if I do find them, they're never actually doing the tips. Every time I see these comments, I'm like, okay, let's check it out. Let's see if they're wrong. And no, they're not. They don't even have schedules half the time. No cams, no mics. And it is aggressively common. But actually probably not as common as people who ask me to review their channel, or worse, ask to pay me to review their channel. And I really don't do channel reviews. It's just not something I want to do because I'm probably not your key demographic. I don't want to watch someone play Warzone. So me telling you, yeah, this is a bit boring, probably won't help. And anything that I could tell you, you should really learn to self-critique yourself. Because if I come in and I go,
hey man, here's 20 things you need to change to be better,
and then you change all 20 of those things, well, you're not going to learn from it. You're just going to come back and say,
LJ, now what do I do?
Whereas instead, you got to learn self-critique. You got to look at your content and go, okay, what can I do better? What are other people doing that's better than me? What can I yoink? What can I do myself to improve my quality? And that's actually how you learn a really valuable skill, which is, as I said, self-critique. It's the most important thing to keeping yourself being able to grow. And on the topic of paying, I have said this 1,000 times and I'll say it again. I will never accept money from you guys in exchange for stream coaching or stream advice. I started making these videos less so for you guys and actually more for myself, so I could learn the skills and understand things and kind of break down what I was doing so I could grow better. And it's kind of just evolved into its own beast now. But I really don't think it's my way or the highway. And I think in this industry, when you attach a price tag to coaching or advice, you really need to be confident that what you're saying is going to give results. And I can't promise you results, so I will never take your money. But also, in a really sad way of saying this, a lot of people who want to be content creators who are willing to pay, they're kind of desperate. Like a lot of people watching this, it is your dream to be a content creator. It is a dream of yours to be a full-time streamer or a full-time YouTuber. And if someone is that desperate and it's their dream, it feels predatory to ask you guys to pay me for advice. It feels kind of like I'm taking advantage, like I'm selling snake oil. So no, I don't do one-on-one coaching. I don't do one-on-one consulting. I'll never take your money for it. I apologize. The only time I review channels is if I'm in the Stream Scheme Discord, which is linked in the description, and I see someone who's a regular community member working hard, trying to improve, helping others in the community as well by giving them feedback and advice when they can. And sometimes I go, this person is clearly putting in a lot of effort, so I want to give them some advice. And I end up giving them a little bit of advice and looking at their content and seeing how they can improve. And hopefully it helps people out, but it's never going to be my way or the highway. There are a lot of ways to grow in this industry. Oh God, I've fallen into the Twitch terms of service video, and there's just some absolute shockers on here. So basically, I wouldn't survive a day on Twitch talking about my interests without offending someone, XD. And I replied to the lovely person saying, Twitch isn't that strict. It's just don't use slurs or bigotry and you'll be fine, which I thought was a fair thing to reply because, you know, maybe they're just a bit confused. And someone else wrote back, bigotry is different for everyone though. That's the problem. I personally don't believe it's an actual thing. Let's just move on from that. Let's just pretend that comment isn't an actual thing. How about this one? Twitch is for people that are fake and have shadow lives, pretty much. I don't know what a shadow life is. I like to go out and touch grass as much as the next guy. I don't feel fake. I'm pretty real and honest. Oh, maybe it's because I script my videos and that's probably why they're saying it's fake, is because, you know, coming up with talking points. And now we're on to the reason you actually clicked this video. Stream can't just be gameplay and chatting anymore. Oh yeah? Apparently you can grow by doing nothing at all if you're a female. Amaranth is a joke of a streamer. Doesn't even deserve to be streaming. Just a grifter with a fleshy body and a bunch of ducks and simps. I've watched Amaranth a little bit before and I have never seen her with a bunch of ducks. I thought she was more of like a gamer and hot tub streamer and that kind of thing. But maybe I just missed the time where she goes to the pond. This is brutal. This is literally like every time female content creators come up on this channel, or every time I talk about growth, there are dozens upon dozens of these comments. It's absolutely ridiculous. So look, we have to talk about this, right? Is it easier to be a female on Twitch? Is it easier to be a female and grow as a content creator? And the absolute truth of this answer is no. If it was the case that it was easier to be a female content creator, then there would be far more than just 2 creators in the top 50. There might actually be 3 in there now. I'll have to double check the stats on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's just Amaranth and just Pokimane in the top 50 on Twitch.
Oh, but LJ, it's not just about being in the top 50. It's much easier for them to grow when they first start out.
Let's ignore the fact that the biggest content creators on Twitch are actually mostly men and instead talk about kind of the experience, right? And I was talking to a content creator friend of mine and she showed me her DMs. And it is dozens and dozens of them a day just for existing. Going live without makeup, well, you get called ugly. Go live with makeup, well, you get called a slut. Grow faster than someone else, well, it's just because you're a woman. If you put a lot of effort in, well, it's just because you're a woman. It's absolutely brutal. You just get torn down. And so, look, let's pretend that it's easier for them to grow. Let's say that all female content creators who start out are going to grow because they're female. Could you imagine the absolute mental toll and how strong you have to be to put up with dozens or hundreds, or in large creators like Pokimane or Amaranth size, thousands of DMs and comments every single day ripping you apart because of your gender? I can barely get by with just a few angry comments here and there. My imposter syndrome kicks in, I feel like crap, everything like that. And I absolutely bet all the people who tear into female content creators who talk crap in these comments, if they got half or even a quarter or a fifth or a smidge, a droplet of the amount of hate that some of these creators get, some of these DMs, they wouldn't want to be a content creator anymore. They say it is so much easier to be a female content creator and they blame everything on that. But at the same time, they have zero ability to be empathetic towards the actual way that these people get treated. It's kind of ridiculous. And then let's just, you know what, ignore all of that as well. And can we just talk about the fact that what is the point of focusing on that? If you are a content creator and you honestly believe that other creators are growing just because of their gender, well then how does that help you? How does that make you be better? How do you improve from that? You're focusing on something that you can't control. But if I give you guys 5 tips, I say, here's 5 tips to grow faster on Twitch, to grow better, to improve your content. If you're someone who's going to comment, step 1, be a female. Oh yeah, you're right. Great advice. I'll just completely change everything about myself and who I am in order to grow on Twitch, because that's helpful. You know, one of the things that frustrates me most about the people who hate on hot tub streamers, or they go on and on and on about female creators, they hide behind, well, if hot tubs are allowed on Twitch, soon Twitch will die. They're killing the platform. They're going to create an adpocalypse and all this stuff. But if they actually felt that way, if they were actually concerned for the platform, they would have the exact same energy going after people like Trainwrecks or XQC when they're doing their $1 million crypto sponsored streams. Because that stuff is way more detrimental to the platform, the advertisers, and everything else than Amaranth in a hot tub, who works so much harder every single day than, let's say, XQC or Trainwreck, by the way. Just ridiculously hard in order to be where she is, while having a thicker skin and getting more criticism than people promoting gambling. And of course, we have to talk about the fact that every time I give this take, this comment comes up. Yes, the sluts on Twitch are justified because gambling is bad. And then he goes on to attack me. Lose some weight. You don't know it all just because you get paid to sit on your computer. Twitch is losing millions of dollars a year, and they would be losing even more millions if it weren't for the whores picking up some of their slack. Max, mate, that's not what I said. I didn't say that women on Twitch are justified to do whatever they want because of gambling. What I said was, don't hide behind a fear for the platform when you're actually just being a misogynist. If you're actually that worried about the platform, you need to come at everything that could be detrimental to it with the same energy. But the truth is, I got asked 1,000 times what I thought about the hot tub meta when it was on. You know how many times I've been asked about gambling on Twitch? 0. Because the reality is, it's not about caring about the platform. It's the fact that misogynists hate women. Otherwise, you would be just as angry and pissed off about gambling sponsorships. You know, I probably should have scripted the important parts of this video, but I really wanted to try something new today. So to wrap up, the most common comment I get, well, that would have to be this one. My man, I've never noticed, but your eyes are gorgeous AF. Them blue as f. Your eyes are really pretty. Also, this video was very informative and helpful. But of course, most importantly, your videos were one of the things that really helped me get to partner. I'm now a full-time Twitch streamer and I love it. Thank you. Honestly, guys, these are what my comments actually look like. It's a lot of people being very kind to me and very lovely, but I wanted to talk about some of the ones that frustrate me as well. And to everyone who normally comments, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Waking up every day and seeing things like this help me ignore the rest of them and help me become a better creator and keep doing what I'm doing. It's almost like these amazingly talented people in the last 3 years have gone, I want to be a streamer. They've watched one video by me about how to set up a mic or how to create stream labels, and then they've gone away and grown and become these massive creators. And it's just amazing that I get to be a part of someone's journey like that. So thank you so much. And if you want to try and improve your content, then maybe check out this video here. It's got 32 tips for a beginner. If you're just starting out, try this one, mark yourself out of 32 and let me know, what was your score? If you don't get a full 32 out of 32, then there's a place for you to improve. I'll see you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed this video.